And then the last thing about luffing on the line is obviously, redraw this. People are going to want to take your lured hole. You guys have probably experienced that before. One term is they're called sharks. Sharks will come in and try to steal your hole from you. They can come from this side, or they can come from here. So then the crew and skipper should be watching for the sharks to come steal their hole. So when they do come, if you see one coming, right when they get about boat length away, you want to point your bow down. Point your bow down really fast. So then now you're facing like this way. There we go. So then when they come here, they'll have to give you time to head up again. And then by that point, they'll be over here. And they'll see, oh, I'm right to windward of this guy. That's a horrible spot. So then they'll keep on going. And that doesn't seem like it's a good tactic, but it really is. If they head you up there, they'll be right next to this guy, and they'll be in a horrible spot. So unless they're really bad, they probably wouldn't do it. But sometimes you get random people who will mess with you. But that happens. So then once you're right here, you turn up again really hard, trim the main sheet in all the way, luff the jib, and just turn back up and maintain your spot. And so the general motion is like this, and you come back up. So it's kind of like a fishtail. You just go down really hard and come back up.
Can you explain super quickly why people can push you over the line?
Yeah. So when you're coming down like this, they're the lured boat. This is you. You're windward. And they're lured. So they can head you up back into this spot right here. But usually they won't do it because they'll be right to windward of this guy. And remember, the whole point is to have a lured hole to start. You don't want to have someone right to lure of you. So they usually will go down the line more. And all this takes practice. I mean, this isn't something that's really easy. And it just comes with practice. Okay. That's all I have to say about maintaining position. Okay, then the last thing is your final approach.
Is it not going?
No, I'm tilting it so you can see.
Oh,
Okay, okay, so hopefully you maintain your lured hole. This is the boat. So if you've maintained your lured hole, at about 5 seconds before the start, if you guys remember, people start accelerating at around 5, 6, 7 seconds before the start. And if you have a lured hole, you'll be able to head down on a reach for 5 seconds, and then pop your bow out right at the gun, and you'll have like maximum boat speed. So if you have a nice hole to go lured with, then you have much better advantage than the boats who are just stacked up on top of each other and can't reach 5 seconds like you. And so your lured hole is crucial to acceleration. And in light air, you can actually do a roll flatten. Kirsten talked about it 2 weeks ago. A roll flatten is where you go from reaching, here's the wind, to upwind. And the crew and the skipper both lean in, and then right when you turn up, you trim in and take it flat. It's just like a roll tack. So you go from reaching to upwind. So you roll flatten. And accelerate. And then, so in the last 5, 6, 7 seconds before the start, when people are accelerating, this is a great time to use your line sight. Because when you're maintaining position, you're not really worrying about if you're over early or too far under yet. So right when you go to reach on the line, you and the crew should be able to see your line sight and line up the pin with your spot. So if line sight is below the pin, you know you're not over early yet. If you're over early, then you'll be able to see that the pin is below your line sight. So pay attention to that when you're accelerating.
That takes a lot of practice too.
Yeah.
What I found that works is that you actually say like, okay, if I can see the red house, I'm over. If I can see the blue house, I'm under. So if you're trying to think of it like right at the second, it might be hard. But if you pre-think about it, then it makes it a lot easier and more useful.
Okay, you can even have what's called a safe line sight. A safe line sight is you have your real line sight, then you have a safe one, like a red house or something, or whatever, just some random. I have really bad handwriting, but
You're doing a great
yeah.
job.
So a safe
Better
line
than
sight.
us.
A safe line sight is somewhere where you know you're not over early yet. If say if there's boats blocking the real line sight, so you can't see the real line sight. But if you know the safe line sight's right here, then you know you're not over before the start. Liz?
What?
Do you get what a line sight is?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't get why the safe one is farther up than the.
It's farther
Wouldn't the
up.
safe one be farther back?
No, no.
Look at the angle.
Hey, I'll redraw this.
The point is that you're using the mark to line up with something on land to like make
Oh, and
a
if it's
line.
up, then
It's like your view.
okay.
This is the house.
Because it's hard to see like in comparison, but if you can make a line, it's like if you could imagine the exact line between the boat and the pin, then you'd be good, but it's hard to see.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just kind of don't really get why it's
Yeah, it's
up
easier to see with
farther.
your eye. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the flag and a race committee boat. Here's the pin. For line sight, you go to this side of the boat, and you line up the flag with the pin.
Oh, so you do it
Yeah,
before
I-
you line it like.
Line
Oh,
sight.
okay.
There's two steps to it.
Yeah, 2 steps.
Okay.
Okay, so
Like the
then
pre-start is like checking everything out,
Yeah.
checking what's favored, everything like that.
okay, so you line up some random landmark with the pin.
Going factor.
Yeah.
And you want to do both sides there.
If you
Well,
can.
ideally,
in
if
dinghy
you have
racing,
time.
it's tough to do the boat because think about it, you're in starboard. In starboard,
There's a
and
lot of contemplation.
you have to look this way, and then the other way. So it's hard to just like turn around.
I just mean if you have time, you can do it on one side and then sail the line and then do the other
Yeah,
side.
Yeah, the crew can also look for starboard line sight. As a skipper, you should probably never look at. But like I said, it's different for keelboat racing too.
And then the safe one is going to be farther up.
Yeah, for beginners, don't worry about the safe one. Just do that one. Okay, so then hopefully, if you've done all these things, the most important things at the gun are so achieve full speed and be on the line. So if there's anything you take out of this talk, it's these 2 things. You need both these things. And all the things that I've said help you achieve these 2 things right here.
Happy 4th of July.
Okay, and then if you've done these 2 things, you're going to have clear air at the start. If you're on the line going full speed, there's no way someone is going to be able to roll you or be in front of you. So if you're going full speed on the line, and like we said before, the pin was favored or the left side. If you're going full speed, no one can be covering you like this, obviously, because they'll be over early. So achieve full speed and be on the line. And then the last thing is if your start isn't very good, you need to find escape. Yeah, find an escape route because we never want to sail in bad air.
I can do it.
Yeah, so never sail in bad air after the start. You have to find a way to tack away or head down and find clear air. Matt should have gone over that, but he didn't. So
Yeah, Matt.
So find an escape route. And okay, and then the two drills that help you get better at starting are mystery start.
Make sure it's low enough to use your phone.
I don't think we're gonna do certain capital.
Yeah, so the mystery start helps you practice maintaining your position on the line. Because after 1 minute, you have to be on the line luffing, and the coach can start whenever they want.
I like this. I think also practice a lot.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yay!
I learned stuff.
Can we end it? So I don't have to cut it
Ryan
off.
Seago teaches me lots of stuff.
Ryan, can you just talk for a minute about if you don't have a good start and you're trying to be the shark? In the,
Well, no. Listen to him. He's gonna
he's
talk about being a shark or something.
that, you know, like,
Oh, okay.
If you're trying to be
Like,
a
I mean, I
shark,
know that you
blah,
would
blah,
never
blah.
have to be in. You never.
some
I
some of us
guess.
have that
And I forgot to talk about the Vanderbilt start, but
My favorite.
yeah. I'll just do two more things, I guess. Yeah.
What?
I just like picture you yelling at your children right now.
You can't ask.
I never let.
You say you never yell.
No, I didn't.
Good.
I didn't. I didn't. That's not yelling.
No, the Vanderbilt start is where you just hang out over here, and you just fly in at the gun, like this.
Works well on heavier.
Yeah.
If you're.
In small fleets, it works very well because usually there's less boats, so there's less people in this area. And the pros to it are you're always going full speed because you have lots of space to accelerate right here. What else is there? Yeah, you're going full speed, and you don't have to worry about maintaining a hole. The only bad thing is that if people are right here, just set, like, there could be a bunch of people right here blocking your way, so it's risky. But if no one's there, you should do it every time if the boat's favored.
Yeah.
Okay. Then